Hello and welcome to the first edition of Dream Team's Sim Saturday, where we play out the remaining fixtures of both the Premier League and FA Cup on FIFA 20. In these difficult times, we're looking to provide some light relief and normality into our Saturday afternoons, as let's be honest, we're all bored stiff. I'm going to be joined by four panellists: Andy Taylor, Jack Townsend, Graham Marshall and Henry Lewin-Tit. Each of the guys are going to be watching two games while I'll be keeping my eye on the other two. There's a few things to clear up before we start. Each match has been simmed on legendary difficulty with 10-minute halves, and handballs are turned on. So these are the real fixtures that would have taken place in real life. The first round is game week 30, which was originally meant to have taken place on the 14th of March. But before we start the matches, lads, could you give me a quick rundown of what games you'll be covering today?
Yes, cheers Sean. So I've got West Ham Wolves today. Obviously I'm a Wolves fan, so really excited to see this one. West Ham definitely need a win because they are in banging trouble. And then we've got Man City v Burnley.
Jack, what fixtures are you covering today?
Well, so I've got Liverpool Everton. Liverpool are chasing their first Premier League title, so if they can do it today and City lose, then it's theirs for the taking. The not so exciting game is probably Palace Bournemouth.
Henry, you've got a couple of interesting fixtures there.
Yeah, I do, Sean. So the first game I'm watching is Watford versus Leicester. Watford desperately in need of a win to start kind of run of form coming towards the end of the season. And the other game I'm watching is Brighton versus Arsenal.
And Graham, you'll be covering your beloved Tottenham in one of your fixtures today, I believe.
Yes, well, it's Spurs versus Man United. Quite a difficult fixture, quite an important one. Spurs have not been on a great run of form, and Man United, rejuvenated with Fernandes, are looking a lot better. And the other game I'm looking at is Aston Villa versus Chelsea.
Yeah, that leaves me. I've got arguably the most exciting fixtures of the weekend, I would say. I've got Newcastle versus Sheffield United and Norwich versus Southampton. Three teams level on 27 points now near the bottom of the table. It's West Ham, Watford and Bournemouth. So a lot to play for at the top and the bottom. One update since the last ball was kicked in real life is that we did sim the Man City versus Arsenal game already. If you remember, that was meant to be played out during the week before all the fixtures were cancelled. But here's the highlights now anyway. Comfortable win for City in the end. What on earth was Leno doing? Arsenal conceding embarrassing goals. FIFA is more realistic than I ever imagined. But right, I think that's covered everything. Shall we get started, lads?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bring on the kickoffs.
Finally, football.
3, 2, 1, go.
And
We are off.
Oh, we got a goal! We got a goal!
Oh, well, we have a goal already.
Wijnaldum smashed it top bins. It's an
my God.
absolute cream of a goal.
Oh.
Everton have given it away cheaply from kickoff. Yeah, he's just come in late. He's still had a lot to do. He's absolutely pinged that.
Long distance goal there?
Yeah, edge of the 18-yard, and it's
Beautiful.
gone
You
top
love to see
left.
it.
Pickford left straggling.
Oh,
Love to
hard
see
luck.
it.
It sounds like
I
it's kicking
Oh
off
my
in
God, another
Andy.
goal.
Oh, before I go there, Graham Marshall, what has happened over there?
A wonderful move there from Chelsea. They've had all of the early possession, and Giroud has popped up with a very easy goal. A wonderful run from Mount, taking it past the defenders, and fantastic stuff. Giroud 1-0 Chelsea.
popping up. Not good news for Aston Villa. Andy, I've seen you hold your hands to your head a few times now. What is going on over there?
City are all over Burnley. This could have been 2-3-0 already. I'm not joking. Jesus has had a brilliant chance. I think he's had two brilliant chances actually. They've not scored yet. I can't imagine Burnley are going to hold out for long though.
Right, and Henry as well. Like there was a few gasps there from your end.
It's been all Leicester so far. They've actually got a corner right now. Let's just see what happens here. He's got his hand up. It's whipped in.
Walcott's through. Walcott's through. Walcott's through.
Just over the
Close
bar.
shot.
Oh, Allison's made the save. No!
Over in the
It's gone
Merseyside
in.
derby.
It's gone in. Second time lucky for Walcott. Everton has scored. It's 1-1, 11 minutes. We've got a game on our hands here.
Very quickly becoming the main match of the day, the Merseyside derby. 1-1 already. Wow, it is kicking off. No shortage of goals already. Are sweaty goals frowned upon in simulated FIFA games as well?
course.
Or are they just...
Yeah, there's no room for
matter
that in
what.
any form of the game.
No.
In my games, not much going on here. Sheffield United just called offside. It's 0-0 across the board.
Oh!
The highlights package. Oh, but it's still... things are happening over on Andy's stream. Andy, what has happened
Man City
there?
again. I mean, Man City are doing this really interesting thing. They keep getting it into their feet, flicking it up and volleying it. And it's really impressive. But Nick Pope, to be fair to him, has made a couple of good saves. In my other game, West Ham are all over Wolves, but have not really created anything yet.
That flicking up and volley, that is just pure football hubris. I mean, would you
Chance!
see that?
Chance!
On a real
Traore scored for Wolves! Literally the first time.
Andy, you'll be
the
very happy with
first
that.
time that Wolves have broken into West Ham's half, and Traore. And if you remember, Traore did this in the exact same fixture last year. He came off the bench to beat West Ham. He's cut inside off the right flank. He's taken on a couple of lads, a little chop onto his right foot, and hammered it home past the West Ham keeper.
Go!
He's had an impressive season and it's continuing, but there's been a goal
I've got two.
over in Henry
I've
Street.
got two. I've got
one too.
Pepe for Arsenal.
Two.
They've been on top for about the last 5 minutes. I think it was Martinelli coming in, had a shot saved, and then Pepe comes in off the right and scores. And in Leicester, I think it's Harvey Barnes coming in near post, stealing a run on his defender and just looping across. I think it's Chilwell's put the ball in. Chilwell's been fantastic so far. They just can't do with the Leicester fullbacks.
Meanwhile, in the
very
Chelsea
quick
game,
succession.
another goal for Pedro. Very good run there through the middle from Mount once again, laying it off. Meanwhile, in the other game, Man United Spurs, it's been mainly Spurs, but Fernandes has just missed one, just curled one wide.
It's all quiet on the Sean stream front. Still 0-0 here. But Graham Marshall's wincing.
Fantastic effort from the outside by Man United there off the back of the corner, but sadly no goal.
No goal, but it's going. Things are happening over on Henry Stream. What just happened
Yeah,
there?
that's Will Hughes picked up the ball in the middle of the park, and Leicester players just didn't get near him. They let him get all the way to the 6-yard box, but he just put his shot straight into the goalkeeper's hands.
Andy Taylor, how are things going on over there?
I don't know
Any updates?
how City are not in front. I mean, they just keep coming forward, and it's just wave after wave after wave of attack, and they definitely will break it down. There's no two ways about it. I mean, Burnley, to be fair to, and the ball's just coming in here. It's a chance. Goal. That's Jesus. It's a great ball in out from the right flank. Sterling, really nice little cushion pass across the box. And I mean, nothing Nick Pope can do there. It's just a tap in for Jesus.
Calvin Lewis, he's through. 1-on-1 with Alisson. What? And he's coolly finished it. It's a rare mistake from Van Dijk. He's not putting a good challenge, and it's just plain sailing for Calvin Lewin there.
Oh, and there's been a goal in the Norwich versus Southampton. A little bit of a spill from the keeper, and that's been tapped in from Duda. Henry, what just happened there?
Yeah, it's a good chance for Leicester. Tielemans making that late run to the
Chance.
box, hits it
Oh!
to the right post.
Couple of close chances simultaneously there on two streams. I'll start with you, Andy. What just happened
It's
there?
the first time that Burnley have got forward, and I think it might be Jay Rodriguez has forced a brilliant save out of Ederson. Genuinely the first time they've got into their half, and Ederson proving why he is one of the best keepers we've ever seen in this league.
Graham, what just happened there?
Aston Villa, absolutely nothing in the early stages, managed to win a corner, come so close and they just hit the bar with a header. Fantastic corner from Grealish. I couldn't quite see who
great
it was
goal.
who had the header.
But there's been a goal. Henry,
Yeah, it's 2-0 Leicester.
describe what happened.
Vardy had a one-on-one save by Foster. It was a really nice little 1-2 with Ndidi, the two midfielders linking up, and passes it past into the bottom corner. It's 2-0 Leicester.
Graham,
Man United there just had a good free kick in a good position. Oh, and a chance from outside the box. Can he get it in? No. A few scary moments there for Spurs.
Oh, goal!
It's still
Goal.
0-0 here.
we've got a goal.
Another goal!
Two in quick succession. Andy, you first. What just
Man
happened
City
there?
deservedly 2-0 up. Raheem Sterling with the goal. It's a bit of a scrappy one in truth. A little ricochet. De Bruyne had the ball. It's bubbled to Sterling on his left foot, and he just hammered it past Pope. Oh, and I've got another goal. I've got Diogo Jota has just scored in the Wolves game as well. Can you believe it? I've not seen it. So Doherty's coming down the right. He's crossed the ball in. Oh, it's a horrible deflection off one of the West Ham players, and Jota's just coming at the back stick.
Harry Wilson scored the one for Bournemouth. It's come from absolutely nothing. I think that could be the first shot on target for either side.
They'll welcome that. Bournemouth in 18th place on 27 points. They could go ahead of West Ham and Watford if things stay as it stands. But a goal for Bournemouth there to break the deadlock.
Oh, it's a goal! Everton
We've got another goal.
Up. Oh, it's another mistake from Van Dijk. He fails to clear, and it falls straight to Walcott's feet, who crosses it in, nodded down by Richarlison, and Calvert-Lewin smashes it in the back of the net. It's 3-1 Everton.
3-1 Everton. You would not have predicted that the way Liverpool have been playing this season. Oh, and there's been a goal in the Newcastle-Sheffield United match.
Chance.
Fleck burst through the defence, slotted it past the goalkeeper there. Well deserved, but from what I can tell, they've been all over Newcastle. It's 1-0 Sheffield United. Andy, was there a chance there in one of your matches?
Yeah, I mean, I just don't understand what's going on in this game, because West Ham have really been in control of it. But every time Wolves break, they look like they're going to score. And I think that's been the same for most of their games this year. On the counter-attack, away from home, Wolves are dangerous.
Harry Wilson had another chance.
In both my games.
Harry Wilson just had another chance offside.
Another chance, okay, but it's 3-1 still in the Merseyside derby, correct?
Yes, it's 3-1 Merseyside, 1-0 Bournemouth, and that's half time for them.
Okay.
Oh, chance! Go on.
Oh, time for one more chance?
It was Henderson through, but he couldn't cut it back. I think this is going to end up as 3-1 for half time.
And that's half time. Is that half time across the board?
Half time for me.
Yep.
By the sounds of it.
Half time, yeah.
Right, that is half time, and as it stands, we've had quite a few goals, to be honest. And Newcastle versus Sheffield is 1-0 to Sheffield. Bournemouth versus Crystal Palace, 1-0 to Bournemouth. 3-1 to Everton against Liverpool in the Merseyside derby. 2-0 to Man City against Burnley. 2-0 Wolves for Wolves against West Ham. And 2-0 Leicester against Watford in that match there. And Norwich are 1-0 up against Southampton. Brighton versus Arsenal is 1-0 to Arsenal currently. Pepe goal, I believe. And Aston Villa versus Chelsea is 2-0 to Chelsea. And finally, Spurs versus Man United is a very boring 0-0 so far. Our only scoreless game out of 10 matches. But then again, Jose Mourinho, need I say more? But Jack, undoubtedly your game has been the most exciting as of yet. 4 goals in the first half. Could you see that coming?
This season, don't expect as many goals with Liverpool, but I mean, I don't think anyone was ever expecting that amount of goals coming from Everton. Liverpool have been absolutely exposed here, really.
Andy, you've had a couple of exciting matches on your end as well.
Yeah, West Ham have been really good. They were so unlucky to be 2-0 down, but as I said, I keep reiterating that Wolves on the counter-attack are just so dangerous. But, that front three of Jimenez, Jota, Traore. And then in the other game, Man City, it's business as usual, really. It's 2-0, probably should be more goals, really.
Oh, I see. And Graham, although there's been no goals in the United match for you, there's been a couple for Chelsea against Aston Villa. Are they dominating?
Yeah, they're pretty dominant at the moment. You have to wonder how long it'll be before Villa look to the subs bench. Trezeguet on the bench at the moment was the goal scorer last time these two teams played in the Premier League, and you wonder how long it'll be before we see someone like him coming on. Grealish, not really in the game at all yet. And McGinn, normally so influential, running from deep, not really seen much of that. Chelsea been very much on top.
I see. And finally, Henry, you've been covering my beloved Arsenal, who are thankfully 1-0 up against Brighton away. But was that a fluke, or are they dominating?
I wouldn't say they're dominating, more that Brighton are just playing awfully. They haven't had a shot on target. Leno is having a very easy game, which I'm sure he's thankful for after his absolute blunder against City.
And in my matches, it's been fairly quiet. There's been one goal in each game. Sheffield United, despite the fact they're away, they've kept a clean sheet so far. Anyway, and in the other match, Norwich versus Southampton, Norwich have a very valuable goal considering they are rock bottom. But having said all that, shall we crack on to the second half? And 3, 2, 1, go.
Anyone got any substitutions at half time?
No, I'm surprised that I haven't seen it actually. Spurs lacking a bit of creativity. Dele Alli playing a slightly unfamiliar position as a false nine.
Walcott is giving...
Is he tearing it up over in Merseyside still?
Yeah, I mean, he's given them a lot of trouble. Robertson is struggling to deal with his pace at the minute.
But Graham, has something happened
Chance?
there?
Well, just as I was talking to you, Samatta missed an absolute sitter. He was about 3 or 4 yards out and he somehow put it wide. That's the second chance he's missed. You do wonder whether they are
on,
lacking
chance.
a real
Goal.
striker
Goal.
up front.
Go on. Enough to put it away. Oh, we've got a goal. In which match was that, Andy Taylor?
City 3-0, Kevin De Bruyne, and it's game over. If it wasn't already game over, it definitely is now. De Bruyne scored in the midweek game that we simmed, and he scored again. I think it was Mahrez with the ball in. Yeah, great little header. He's out-jumped someone there. It might even be one of the centre-halves.
Sounds like an exhibition performance from Man City. Henry, any occurrences in either of your matches?
Ben Chilwell's just been taking the, to be honest. He cut in off that left-hand side, turn back inside, looked for the pass, but didn't make it happen. But in Arsenal, I don't want to say that I told Arteta what to do, but Lacazette is in Nketiah.
Oh, it's goal time!
Let's see if that makes a difference.
It's goal time!
But, let me stop you right there, Jack. We've had another goal, but who's it for?
Liverpool have pulled one back. It's the captain, Henderson. He's charged from his own half to get on the end of that. It's typical Liverpool goal. Get possession in their own half, work it, and the man who started the move finishes it.
The captain leading by example, and they're back in it. There's still plenty of time to play in this second half. Graham there.
Oh, how's he missed that?
Yeah, well, Aston Villa getting much more into the game at the moment, and as we might have suspected, Trezeguet has come on for Anwar El Ghazi. Meanwhile, in the Spurs game, Moura coming on for Lamela. Lamela, history of injury problems, unlikely to make the 90 minutes. Moura's energy might mean something for them.
That's right. He did pop up with an important goal. Now and then. He has been known to. Andy, you're holding your face in your hands. What just happened there?
It should be 4-0. Sterling's missed a fairly simple header at the back post. Again, great work, I think, by De Bruyne. He's played it over from the right-hand side. Sterling with a header, point-blank save from Nick Pope. But it's still 3-0 with about 35 minutes remaining.
Good Bournemouth.
3-0 in that match
Good
there.
Bournemouth.
And Bournemouth are threatening here.
Yeah, they're looking like they want it. It's Harry Wilson again. He's causing lots of trouble.
Oh,
Harry Wilson, their most dangerous player of the day by the sounds of it. And Henry, a bit of a sigh from you there.
yeah,
Waste
just
the
Watford
chance.
in general, trying to play out from the back. But there's a chance here. Oh, and he's just put it wide. Is that Maddison? No, Vardy that time. Tell you what, Leicester could have scored another 2 this half so far. Maddison missed one at the back stick, and Vardy's just put one wide from about 8 yards, which you don't expect him to do.
In my matches here, we have had a couple of chances. Timo Pukki was there, but he was put through. But the keeper made a great save at close range.
Liverpool bringing on Oxlade-Chamberlain. They've got one thing in mind, and that is attacking football. But I mean, Henderson
bold
seems
move.
to
Taking
bold.
off the captain.
Yeah,
as well.
it's strange, but
Aston Villa still in the search for goals here. Grealish just a moment ago was completely clean through on the left, couldn't find anyone to pull it back to. Chelsea just brought on Jorginho, potentially looking for a bit more control in that midfield.
go on,
I see.
cross
They
it
just
in,
want to calm
cross
it
it
down
in.
and keep possession.
Ooh.
Oh, another chance there in the Merseyside derby. It's relentless, Jack.
Alexander-Arnold whipping it in, but just couldn't get the right ball in. Beaten at the last post.
Henry, any occurrences there on your end?
Brighton, they're kind of playing their way back into the game. To be honest, Lacazette hasn't really done anything since he came on.
But a few chances there, Andy. Something happened over there?
Wolves going forward here. West Ham, again, picked up where they were left off. They've been really good this half. They've been keeping the ball well. But then Wolves have hit him on a break. Ball came in, I think it was Matinho with a header. A little lad, what was he, 5'7", 5'6", gets his head on it.
So still all quiet here on the
Oh, no.
Newcastle
Is he
front.
gone?
But
He might be
Norwich,
off.
just
off.
poked
He's
it
gone.
out.
He's done
gone.
it! He's done it! Salah's
And
brought it back! It's 3-0!
Oh,
Mo
it's a
Salah
goal as well!
Has
What a
equalised.
finish.
Let's start with Jack here in the Merseyside derby. That's 3-3 now, thanks to a Mo Salah equaliser. Is that correct?
Oh, I mean, what a goal to bring it back 3-3. Salah sprays it from right to left. Mane picks it up. He holds it up perfectly and plays it back just for Salah to send it screaming into the back of the net.
Beautiful.
What a finish.
Liverpool fans would be very happy with that. They can rely on their man Mo Salah. But Andy, it sounds like a very eventful match. Did I hear a sending off?
Yeah, so there's incidents in both my games. So Man City have had Raheem Sterling sent off. Now, I only caught the back end of it, but it just looked like it was an innocuous coming together, like a little. I mean, it's probably a little bit of a late challenge, but it didn't look like a red. But yeah, Sterling's off. And then in the Wolves game, Jimenez has made it 3-0. So Moyes must be ripping his hair out, because honestly, West Ham again have played well, been in the ascendancy throughout the game. But I think it was Johnny broke down the left. Ball came in the box,
Okay,
bobbled
goal!
around, and Jimenez scored.
Oh, what's
Yeah,
happened?
Watford have got one back. It's just pass and move through the middle of the pitch.
Yeah.
And I think it's Decore.
Okay.
He
So
scored
that's
it.
2-1 to Leicester still away there.
Just an update from Arsenal as well. Lacazette's hit the post. It looked like Arsenal overplayed it, but Ozil finds him with a really nice through ball. But the Frenchman only find the woodwork.
Benteke.
Sounds like
Benteke's
he's
brought it
threatening.
back.
Oh, is it? So we've
It's-
had an equaliser
It's
in
an
the Bournemouth
equaliser
Crystal Palace match.
completely against the run of play. Bournemouth have been all over Palace, and it's a silly mistake. They just couldn't clear their lines. They're trying to pass it out from the back, and who's done that? It's deflected off. God, you've got to see this. It's an absolute joke of a goal.
They all count, and that's an equaliser for Crystal Palace. But what an eventful day for Raheem Sterling. Scored in the first half, sent off in the second half.
Go!
You just don't see that too often. We've got a goal here in one of Henry's games.
Pascal
Henry.
Gross, classic Arsenal. It's 1-1.
Oh no, that's not what I want to hear.
There's also a Leicester
Go on,
goal,
there's
but it's
a man
Harvey
in the middle.
Barnes. No one cares about that. Oh
Put it back.
no! Close your legs.
Oh,
Classic
Norwich
Arsenal
have scored
defending.
here as well. It's all kicking off. Duda's got second goal.
Chance, goal.
It is
Goal.
not. Oh my God, they are flying in at the moment. Andy, who
Wow.
scored in your game?
West Ham have pulled on back. I mean, it's probably going to be too late with only 5 minutes left on the clock. But Haller's got himself a little consolation. It broke to him. He's kind of just his run through on goal, slotted it past the Wolves keeper. Yeah.
That is a
Go on,
chance.
go on. Oh.
A mate, a great save from Alisson here. It's point blank range, and he's managed to get a left hand on it. That's
And
a
it's
very,
still-
very good save. Still
Still all
3-3 here.
systems go. What a game. 6 goals in that game already.
that's a
Graham, any
poor
updates
corner.
from the United Spurs match?
No, I'm afraid not. It's been quite a dull affair, really. Both teams, a lot of possession, a lot of opportunities, but no killer instincts. Seem to be lacking players like Rashford and Kane.
Chance.
Son as
Oh.
well, out injured.
Chance there, but it doesn't sound like they converted it in one of Andy's matches there.
Yeah,
Who was it?
Wolves came forward again, should have made it 4-1. I think it was Moutinho just threw on goal. He's just got a slot at either side of him and he's just put it straight down the keeper's throat. So
on,
still
go
3-1,
on.
but we've only got 2 minutes left.
And Henry? Something, is
Yeah,
this a bright...
I'm into
Yeah.
extra time. Brighton. Oh no, they bought it. So we're in the last minute of extra time. It's 1-0. I mean, this is going to be classic Arsenal. I think that's the only shot Brighton's had on target in the entire game. Yeah, and that's it. 1-0.
And that's it. It's 1-1 there in Brighton.
Completely
Very
back to
disappointing
Arsenal.
result for Arsenal, who are solidly mid-table at the moment. Graham, has something happened over there?
Well, and Ndombele had a really good run there, just could not find a way to pull the trigger. But we do have a free kick, not far away from the edge of the area. Not sure. I think it's Toby Alderweireld is lining up to take it.
Why
Potentially.
not?
It's 25 yards out. He's just lining up, and he's had a go. Oh, nothing. Straight into the wall. I mean, I don't know what I
Oh.
expected, really.
We've got
We've
corner
had a goal here at Norwich, though, and guess who it is? Dream Team favourite, Teemu Pukki, making it 12 goals this season in the Premier League, and they are ecstatic. Too bad they're still rock bottom of the league, but even after that win. And Graham, has something happened here?
Jorginho on to shore up the midfield a little
on,
bit more. Has
go
suddenly
on.
hit one from the edge of the
Go on.
area, and that has wrapped things up at Villa. They'll be absolutely gutted. Villa with a lot more of the ball in the second half and a lot more chances, but no finishes.
So
They'll
3-0
rue
to
those
Chelsea
misses.
in that game.
Whistle's gone in the Spurs Man United game as well, so that's 0-0.
Jack, how was the Merseyside derby faring?
We're into extra time, last 3 minutes.
Oh,
Liverpool
the
have
fans
got the
will be
ball, but
biting their nails.
Everton have it back now. This could
Oh,
be the
and-
last play. Oh no, that's a shocking pass.
Oh,
That's a
wasted
shocking
it.
pass. Oh wait, they've got it back.
Oh,
It's gone wide.
oh.
Get the cross in. No, I
Up to
think
the
that's a
final
lot.
whistle here in the Merseyside derby,
Full
and
time.
is that?
That's full time. That's full time. But we're still going in the Bournemouth Palace game. Oh, it's a penalty. Last minute penalty.
Oh my God!
Oh, that's a
last minute
save!
penalty.
Oh,
Oh,
I didn't even know. I was too busy watching the other game.
was this in the
Is that a
Bournemouth
save?
Crystal Palace match?
What?
You missed an entire penalty, Jack.
Oh, what is an amazing save. It's going sailing into the top corner. I was too busy watching the other game. Nothing's happened in that game.
Understandable, considering there have been 6 goals in the Merseyside derby
they've
already.
got a corner now, but that's got to feel like a consolation.
Andy, any updates? Your match is still going on.
Yeah, both my games are finished. Comfortable in the end for both Wolves and Man City.
Okay, and Henry, is it all finished up?
Yeah, 3-1 to Leicester against Watford. Harvey Barnes with 2. Tielemans could have had a hat-trick. He had an excellent game.
We got a corner here. We've got a corner here. Probably last kick of the game for Palace. It's got in. No, it's cleared, and that's it. That is it. Most exciting part of the day was the last 3 minutes. That's typical.
And it sounds like that is the final whistle across our matches. And let me just recap the scores. It's Wolves 3, West Ham 1, Everton 3, Liverpool 3, Spurs 0, Man United 0, Man City 3, Burnley 0. Sterling scored a goal and was sent off in the second half. Probably had something to do after the match and he wanted to get away a bit early or something. Bournemouth 1, Crystal Palace 1, last minute penalty saved in that match. Newcastle 0, Sheffield United 1, a very good away win for Sheffield there. They keep their chances of qualifying for Europe going. Norwich versus Southampton finished 3-0 to Norwich. Quite a resounding victory there. Aston Villa versus Chelsea was 3-0 to Chelsea. 3 different scores as well, I believe, by the sounds of it.
Yeah.
And Brighton versus Arsenal was annoyingly 1-1, despite the fact Arsenal went ahead. They cannot hold on to a lead. And finally, Watford versus Leicester was 3-1 to Leicester. A Harvey Barnes brace and Yuri Tielemans popping in for one as well. But quite an eventful day. Only one match without any goals. But yeah, how does that leave the table after that? 83 points for Liverpool and Man City on 63 points, so 20 points in between those. Okay, well that is that. Some very exciting games on the very first edition of Sim Saturday, and I think it's gone very well. And I enjoy an excuse to get in a suit and a tie for a change, you know?
Yeah.
I bought this suit ages ago and I've had no reason to wear it. I mean, I don't have the trousers on, but you know, there's no need. It's business from the top half.
You don't have any trousers on, or you just.
Well, we'll leave that up to the imagination, guys.
Okay, right.
You know, it's all about the mystery that keeps people intrigued. But we will see you again next week for another episode of Sim Saturday. Thank you very much for tuning in, and we'll see you next time.